Good morning. I'm driving through the crowded financial district on a Monday morning. Everybody's out and about. It is busy as all get out. Sadly, today I have to leave New York City. It has been a ton of fun. Honestly, this has been my favorite stop so far, and in a couple years when I have a little bit more capital pooled together, I can see myself moving here. But yeah, so this morning, rather than going to work out as I intended, I discovered that the blisters on my feet were so intense that there was no way in hell I was going to run. And so I decided I would give them the rest of the day to sort of heal over. So I decided to go to a coffee shop instead. I went to Black Fox, which ended up being wonderful. They had some very tasty, if very expensive, drinks. And they also had a passable croque madame. So, let's see, what else? Oh yeah, so highlights of the trip food-wise, I would definitely say that Bagel & Co. was a wonderful introduction to the bagel scene. 787 Coffee House down here in the financial district was absolutely wonderful. They also gave me a friends and family type discount, which was very kind of them, considering I am not from around here. And they also had they were also the place where I kind of sat and chilled out a little after all the going for several days. And then finally, let's see, what else? Yeah, pretty much everything I had here was great. The pizza was great, the sandwiches were great, so many sandwiches. So yeah, I would definitely come back, if nothing else, just for the basic food scene. I can see why people call this place home. So our first stop this morning is the Supercharger, and our second stop is going to be Scranton, Pennsylvania. So Scranton, Pennsylvania is famous for two things. First, it's where The Office, the series, was set, not necessarily filmed, although there are a lot of locations from there that are referenced throughout the series. And two, it's where President Joe Biden is from. So his original house is actually still there, and if you know where to go find it, you can go see it. So I'm going to try to find it. So that'll be the main attraction for today. Otherwise, it's just going to be driving, heading over to see Niagara Falls tomorrow. So yeah, today should be a pretty short video. Crossing back into New Jersey. Big, sad. Alright, and here we are passing along the Pennsylvania border. I forgot to mention this morning that today is actually the start of my complete cross-country trip in this car. We are going to be passing all the way from New York to Los Angeles, which is an incredible distance across 4 time zones, and probably the longest drive I've ever been on by an order of magnitude. So yep, here we go. In just a moment, we'll be passing into Pennsylvania. Then it's going to be another, what are we at, 6-ish hours to get all the way up to Niagara Falls. From there, I'll head up to Toronto very briefly, and then across to Chicago, where I'll hop on the legendary Route 66, visit Route 66 sites all the way over for a slight detour for the Grand Canyon, and then finally show up in LA in about 2 weeks. It's gonna be a blast. So we're almost to central Scranton. We're going to be passing by as many of the iconic office locations as I can reasonably drive past in a 1-hour stint. So the goal in the end is 100% to reconstruct the theme song. And here we go. We are now entering the President Biden Expressway. I did not know that they named highways after sitting presidents, but I guess Scranton's pretty proud of one of its more fortunate sons. Music Street. Did they just misspell music? Who's ready for an iconic vista? Look at that thing. Do 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 do. That is the Penn Paper Tower. Not only is that the company that Dunder Mifflin is vaguely based off of, it's also featured very prominently as the opening shot of the Office theme. It's also worth noting that right next to that paper company, there was a police officer, so I'm guessing that they have some concerns about Office fans or foes messing with it. Now this one took some time to find, but actually coming right up right here is the second vista that one can see in the Office theme song. It's a little bit less well known than the other one, but we'll be crossing over it shortly. Also, it looks like this is called Biden Street. They really love Biden here, don't they? And here's Mifflin Avenue. I wonder if they named it after the show, or they named the show after it. I don't know. I don't know enough lore. Maybe somebody can tell me. So it turns out that the original Welcome to Scranton sign is not actually present. It's located in some funky mall downtown. So I'm stopping in for lunch at Alfredo's Pizza, as opposed to the much less appetizing Pizza by Alfredo. That's totally right. And there it is, the house with the 4 windows, I believe. That was the house where Joe Biden grew up. Now, I'm not gonna linger around here because I don't want to be suspicious, but love him or hate him, it's kind of cool to see a president's house. The last place that I would really like to visit would be that Welcome to Scranton sign that's present in the Office theme. The problem with that is that that sign actually does not stand anymore, and that location is on a highway that's fairly far away from my itinerary. So instead, I'm just gonna head north to Niagara Falls now and just deal with the fact that that sign isn't there, and so it's not really worth seeing. Sorry. And we are back in New York, and we're heading back into Pennsylvania. Turns out that this highway goes south just a little bit of time, just enough to re-enter Pennsylvania before heading back into New York. 3, 2, 1. We are back in New York, ladies and gentlemen. That was quite the sojourn down into Pennsylvania. Look at that, the Space Needle of Niagara Falls. What a funky building. So I made it to the hotel. It's like 7:45, it's dusk. So before I finally get to the gym for the day, I'm gonna go see if that thing I can hear rumbling off in the distance is the falls itself. That ominous horizon is certainly promising. It's getting really dark. I'm on Goat Island, I'm told that they will light this up at 8, and then that there's fireworks again at 10. So my plan is to go see it right as they light it up, head back to the hotel, finally get my workout in, then come back again for the fireworks. I sure hope I'm doing this right, because this is very dark and secluded otherwise. I'm heading up to the edge and I'm already getting sprinkled on. You have to see it to believe it. Well, that was nice and exciting. Now I gotta get home, get to bed. I want to go running tomorrow, but my feet are covered in blisters. So, see how that goes. Till then, good night. Do 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 do.